Good evening. There we go. Hey, good evening, everyone. How are you? Welcome back. We've got about 20 minutes before showtime because, of course, we are going live. You are actually, in effect, our studio audience. So while you're welcome to save your seats at the table, we invite you to come and find your seats up here in our live Tonight Show studio audience, where we'll be singing Christmas carols, as was described earlier tonight. So, nonetheless, we welcome you. 20 minutes from now, we're going to be starting our live broadcast to those that are at home, and then we'll have a great program and celebrate Uplift. We're so happy that you're here. So just find your seats up front, and we'll start in a few moments. Thanks so much. So welcome, everyone. We have a few moments before we actually go live. We have thousands of people watching at home. However, we are going to have some fun with them for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is try and get some energy out here, because if you're not excited to be outside and with people, then I don't know what you've been doing for the last 18 months, because this is crazy. I'm so happy to see you guys. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with those that are home, because they're the ones that couldn't make it out here in person, and we're not going to judge them. But we're also going to make sure that they are going to be And welcome to each of you at home. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have tuned in for the reunion show of the Real Housewives of Camden, New Jersey, you are in the right place. Yes, what? Hi, Darcy, what?
Uplift Center for Grieving Children tonight.
Oh, yes, wrong show. Sorry. If you're here for the Uplift Center for Grieving Children, now you're in the right place. So we want to welcome all of you, welcome you guys here. We're going to have our live broadcast here in just a couple of minutes. And if you have not registered, and I'm telling you guys to as well, make sure you text Uplift to 366-283. That's Uplift to 366-283. You're going to get a hyperlink, set it up, get yourself organized, because we got raffles, auctions. We can't wait to see you guys just on the other side in a couple minutes. So thank you guys again. Appreciate it. We'll see you in a little bit. Well, once again, thank you for all of you being here tonight. Thank you, those of you joining us at home. This is really a wonderful evening. It is a live event where I have to just start off here by saying that 2019, I had 103 unique events, from golf outings to black tie galas, celebrating charities and fundraisers. This event that was held here was one of my most favorite and special moments, because it truly was an incredible energy within this room. And I look forward to having that same amount of energy here. You guys have already provided. We want to thank our bartenders for helping you along with that process. But it really is remarkable that we have come through the other side of this. And I know it was hard for me. I can't imagine what it's like for many of you here in the audience and those of you at home. And I just remind everyone, just imagine if you had all of those stresses and you were a child who had all of this going on around them, and then something so traumatic would drop in their lap. And that's why we're here to celebrate the Uplift Center, because they just do such amazing work and such incredible services to so many families and children all across this region. I mean, 2,500 children and families that the Uplift Center impacts. And I just couldn't be thankful, more thankful to be a part of this and to be with you here tonight. So give yourselves a nice round of applause as well for being here. So I'll open this up for a couple of questions. How many people, just by round of applause, are just really excited just to be outside the house at all? Right? Conversely, we have several dozen viewers at home. How many people here, by round of applause, would really like to be back on their couch watching this from their television? Yeah, yeah. Walt, you're not allowed to actually say that. We're here to celebrate you, sir. I don't think that is sending the right message, quite frankly. But okay, well, hey, listen, again, Walt Alicio, everyone, we're going to honor him a little later. And quite frankly, we want to thank all of you, especially the men, for bringing pants to the event tonight. I know that several of us went into our closet going, we got to put big boy pants on now. And they fit. Oh, thank God. All right. Everyone at home is like, nope, mine don't. Nachos are good, baby. All right. So listen, I want to thank all of you once again for being out here and celebrating Uplift. We have an opportunity to celebrate a couple of incredible individuals in the corporate community, as well as all of you for providing such incredible generosity. And we're going to have Darcy come up here a little bit and share some of those impacts, what we've done, how we've managed to support so many families in our region. And we hope that you guys will also be in a position to continue that momentum as we go on. So as I mentioned before when we started, if you haven't already registered, what is going on? You have got to text Uplift to 366-283. You could do that. I don't typically invite you to guys. I got 3 guys already going on their phone. I'm like, oh, shit. All right. So Uplift to 366-283. You'll get a hyperlink. You go right to the webpage. You're able to set yourself up. You'll be able to bid on a number of items. We have live auction items. That's going to open up until 9 p.m. tonight. We also have a raffle experience. We have only 24 tickets remaining. We're only selling 100 $100 raffle tickets. You guys at home can also participate. And if you haven't done it, this gives you an opportunity. One $100 raffle ticket gives you a chance to choose among 3 travel experiences. I know that's a difficult thing for all of us to travel. What? With people? But you get a choice of Florida, California. We also have a hotel experience that you can choose any location, and you can also have 2 years to decide. So hopefully we see some normalcy there. So if you haven't done that, you'll be able to buy a raffle ticket. There's only 2 dozen left remaining. And we also have our silent and live auction items. And later tonight, after we share the story and the impact of Walt and so many of our community members here in this audience, we're going to invite all of you to help participate and support the Uplift Center for Grieving Children at a level that's comfortable for you. We're going to have an amazing dinner. You guys are going to have TV dinners. We don't know. It's going to be very exciting. Can't wait to see it. And then we're going to have our Real Housewives reunion of Camden, New Jersey. So it's going to be very exciting. So we hope that you guys are buckled in. We're going to have some fun. We are going to celebrate not only an incredible organization, but the people that truly make the difference throughout. So if you would be so kind, I want to introduce our executive director. She is an amazing woman who has been with the organization for 8 years. We were talking earlier tonight, and she said, you know what, 8 years ago, we had 2 staff members and a $250,000 budget. we're grown and we're growing, and it's all because of you guys. Would you please, so kind, give me that round of applause, that resounding welcome to Darcy Krause, the Executive Director of the Uplift Center for Grieving Children.
Thank you, Jeff, and good evening and welcome to an uplifting evening, a celebration of 20 years of Uplift Center for Grieving Children's service to children and families in Philadelphia. After the last 14 months, words cannot describe my gratitude and joy for being here this evening with more than 100 supporters of Uplift. And I'm delighted to be joined virtually as well by so many of you. I hope that we are all together again in 2022. Before I share more about Uplift's work, I want to express our gratitude to some particularly wonderful organizations and people who made tonight possible. Thank you, first of all, to our Center City Club sponsors, Independence Blue Cross and Northmark Advisors. Thank you as well to our generous sponsors, Janice and Arthur Block, Broadridge, the Juliana Hike Fund, the Lafferty family, Land Services USA, PICO, and Pannoni. And thank you to all of tonight's sponsors who are spotlighted in your event program book. Thank you as well to our board of directors, our young professionals board, our staff, interns, and volunteers who helped make tonight possible, and actually most of our work possible as well. I would also like to welcome some elected officials with us this evening. We have City Council Member Alan Dahm here, as well as State Representative Jared Solomon. I'm also delighted to welcome, yes. I'm also delighted to welcome Uplift Center for Grieving Children's founder, Rob Sheasley, who is here with us tonight to help us celebrate 20 years, the 20th anniversary of Uplift. So welcome, Rob. Finally, I want to take a moment to express our sincere gratitude to our uplifting evening honoree, Walter D'Alessio. Walt and his wife, Barbara, have been tireless advocates for Uplift. They have provided critical support over the years and given hours of their time to our work. I know that Walt has had this impact on so many people and organizations in the city of Philadelphia, including probably for some of you in this room tonight. Walt has truly embodied the name of our organization. He has spent his career uplifting people, organizations, and businesses all across the city and region. We're honored to have Walt as part of our Uplift family. The last time I stood up here, it was November 2019, and we all shook hands and hugged with reckless abandon, whereas tonight we're a little bit more timid about that. Thanks to all of you who attended and supported that evening. We actually had made, in 2019, $290,000, and that funding was so critical when we entered the pandemic last year. These gala funds are the few that are not earmarked at a nonprofit, so they allow us to do things like keep our wonderful staff and team, invest in technology like laptop computers, and buy boatloads of hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes, which were a little hard to find last year. Most importantly, your generosity allowed Uplift to meet the needs that the pandemic created. As the death toll grew by the day, Philadelphia children and families were hit hard with losses that disproportionately affected Black and Brown families, who comprise the majority of families that Uplift serves. At the exact same time, the city was hit with an epidemic of gun violence, a proportions we have not seen in decades and unfortunately still continues. Amidst this pandemic and epidemic, families and children in Philadelphia were struggling with racial trauma, compounding the pervasive stress and grief that they were already experiencing. As a result, Uplift Center for Grieving Children services have seen higher demand in the last 14 months than ever before. Thanks to your generosity, Uplift's team was able to pivot to face these challenges head on. Literally overnight, we switched from grief groups at 6 locations and over 100 schools to Zoom rooms, where clinicians continue to see strength and vulnerability from even our youngest grief group participants. In partnership with the Philadelphia School District, Uplift created the Philly Hope Line, a free phone support helpline for students and families needing assistance in managing the anxiety, isolation, and feelings of loss and communal grief so many experienced over the past year. And the Hope Line is actually still active through the end of this year as well. We worked quickly to bring our post-crisis support programs to the virtual space and supported hundreds of youth and adults, from frontline responders back in the spring of last year to teens who had lost classmates to homicide. We mobilized our grief and trauma trainings for professionals into virtual spaces. With all of these services, we were able to serve more than 3,100 children, youth, and caregivers directly in grief, trauma, and crisis support services. We were able to do this because of your support. Tonight, we come together to continue this work and raise funding to support the collective loss facing our city. Since January 1st, 2020, 3,705 of our Philadelphia neighbors have died of COVID, and 732 have died to homicide. 4,437 precious lives lost to COVID and homicide alone. If each of those individuals knew just 2 children, which is a conservative estimate, that would be 8,800 children who are grieving the loss of someone they loved, relied upon, or looked up to. This is why Uplift's work is so critical. No child should have to grieve alone, but today, thousands are. Thank you for being here tonight and helping reach grieving children in Philadelphia. I know firsthand how meaningful your contributions are to them. As many of you know, when I was 15, my mother died suddenly of a heart attack. Not a day goes by that I do not think about the fact that as a 15-year-old girl, I would have benefited so much from the support of the Center for Uplift Center for Grieving Children. But today, thanks to you, we have this service here in Philadelphia for our grieving kids here in the city. Over the next half hour, you'll hear uplifting and heartwarming messages from our partners, supporters, and families. And I hope these messages demonstrate how important Uplift's work is and inspires you to continue your support. The next speaker and person he will introduce have been so instrumental in the growth and success of Uplift. Just last night, I checked, and Walt D'Alessio, Tom Whitworth, and the relationships that they have brought to Uplift have raised almost $1 million in contributions since I came to Uplift 8 years ago. And we will be, and tonight we can be one step closer to that amount with your generosity and giving. The growth in services and children supported that I have seen in my time here would not have been possible without their partnership. So please join me in welcoming Tom Whitworth to the stage.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Darcy. I really don't need these. I'm told I look smarter with them, so hopefully that's true. Part of the idea, Barb, was that no one would hear me as well. I'll pray. Again, welcome, and thank you, everyone, for coming this evening. You have no idea how personally thrilled I am to have the opportunity to introduce Walt D'Alessio. Before I begin some comments about Walt, I do want to at least acknowledge and say a special hello to Walt's family members who are joining us this evening as well. In addition to Barbara Chance, Walt's wife, who, as you heard, is a very active supporter and incredibly helpful to the Center for the Uplift Center. We also have Walt's daughter, Jen, her husband, Dave, and his grandchildren, his grandson, Kyle, 2 of his granddaughters, Julia and Angela, and her husband, Jason. So welcome and thank you for coming. Now, I was specifically told by Darcy that this had to be brief. Do you know how difficult it is to be brief when you're talking about Walt D'Alessio? Walt, fortunately, there's a wonderful bio in the program that I encourage you to read, which tells you about all of Walt's professional and numerous accomplishments. But because he truly was the primary leader of economic development in the city of Philadelphia. But that's half or less than half of the story of Walt. Walt has been a mentor and helped so many generations of Philadelphians, both professionally and personally. Walt's an extremely kind man and a man of integrity. Walt taught me early on that we only have one thing in life, and that is our reputation. And Walt has an outstanding and amazing reputation. Recently, I spoke with three people that Walt has been their chair for many, many years. I spoke with Dan Hilferty, the former CEO of Independence Blue Cross. I spoke with Bill Hankowski, the former president at PIDC, and Jerry Sweeney, who is the current CEO and president at Brandywine Realty Trust. And I asked them for their view and their comments on Walt as a chairman. And Dan said that obviously Walt was a great chairman at IBC, primarily because for many, many years, he always had the back of the CEO. And he was able to help serve as a peacemaker in getting very difficult negotiations completed. Dan was amazed at the way Walt would give his time and help without any fanfare or focus on himself. And Dan concluded by saying Walt was his mentor, something you'll hear a lot. Bill Hankowski first met Walt while he was working at the Reading Company. Walt was a consultant to Reading, and together they crafted what is today the Philadelphia Convention Center. Bill eventually moved on to PIDC, and Walt was his chairman at PIDC for over a dozen years. Bill described Walt as a consummate gentleman, a man with a great sense of humor and concern for others. Bill stated that Walt was always there for him when Bill would seek his advice about a project, about a tough situation, or about his career. It's safe to say that no one really understands how many careers were nurtured by Walt's constant counsel. But those careers have shaped and grown the city of Philadelphia that we all know and love. Bill said that he believes Walt's true legacy is not the countless number of projects he's responsible for, but his role as a mentor. Jerry Sweeney from Brandywine said Walt looms large as an amazingly positive influence in his life, and that Walt was his key mentor. Jerry said he had a lot to learn when he first arrived at Brandywine, and Walt was readily available without exception or hesitation to listen, gently shape and guide his thought process. As the years passed, Jerry said he began to recognize how valuable his talks with Walt were, informing his philosophy to life, business, and family. Walt has a profound ability to draw out the best in people, to inspire them with his perspective. He defines character, caring, and wisdom. Now, I've known Walt since he hired me at PIDC on September 17th of 1977. You may wonder why I know that date. The reason I know that date is my oldest son was born that day. So there I am at my first job, walk into my boss's office and say, Walt, I have to leave early today. And if you ask Walt, he'll tell you I did that for the next 45 straight years. But the one thing you hear in addition to Walt being a mentor for everyone is that Walt has a great sense of humor. Everyone I spoke with talked about how Walt instantly puts everyone at ease with his sense of humor. The one story that stuck in my mind is we decided we were going to focus on healthcare, and we were pitching a group of dermatologists. And we were competing, obviously, with some other firms. And we were at our last pitch, and the head surgeon, the dermatologist, started to discuss Mohs surgery. And Walt said, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just had it done 2 weeks ago. And the dermatologist said, can I look at it? Walt said, sure. Came over. I think the guy spent 15 minutes examining Walt's head. He sat down and said, you guys are hired. So in walking out of the meeting, walking to our cars, Walt turned to me and said, Tom, I am extremely happy. And I said, Walt, because the surgery was a success or because we got hired? He said, neither. I'm extremely happy that they were not proctologists. As I wrap up, I started to think about, over the last 45 years, the number of changes or titles as to how I would refer to Walt. Back in the summer of 1977, as a young graduate looking for a job, the very first time I met him, he was Mr. D'Alessio. After working with him for a number of months, he told me to call him Walt. It became very apparent over the many decades that we had together that Walt was my mentor. That's how I would refer to Walt. I was never so thrilled as I was 12 years ago when we formed our own company and Walt was my partner. And the joy that I would get of walking into a room and having Walt say, "I'd like you to meet my partner, Tom Whitworth," was such a personal thrill. But through those 45 years, the title that is most important to me is Walt D'Alessio, my dear friend. Walt has done so much for me personally and professionally that I would never be able to thank him enough. So please join me in congratulating the Uplift Center 2021 honoree, everyone's mentor, and my dear friend, Walt D'Alessio.
Tell them to take that back to the table, not to leave with her. So just in case. Thanks, Tom. You can't imagine the effect that working with you has had on everything that I've done. So just say this, that it couldn't have been done without you. It's an incredible team that we had, and you were the second person on the team. So thanks very much. Thank all of you. Thank you for supporting Uplift. Thank you for taking the time out of your everyday activities, but most importantly, recognizing what Uplift does in our community, supporting it whenever you can financially, and making Philadelphia a better place. It's sobering to read. I just found this just a couple moments ago, that a recent estimate by NBC News that 1 in every 14 children in the U.S. is projected to experience the death of a parent or a sibling by age 18. This doesn't include other caregivers who are often important in a child's life. I started thinking about that and then said to myself, you know, the kinds of things that this organization can do can help those kinds of very rough moments that occur in a family in today's world. So I think this organization has done incredible work till now. I think it can be expanded to address other issues like the one I just mentioned. You know, I credit my parents. I grew up on a farm outside of Pittsburgh. I credit my parents for the kind of approach you take to life after those first 6, 7, 8 years that they have to influence you. And the best thing that ever happened to me in my life was those parents. They dealt with things as they came up. Nothing was set aside till later. Resolve it today. And that's really, frankly, the way I've been trying to live ever since. And it works. I recommend it to all of you. It's tough to lose family, and Uplift comes into place in that an opportunity to help you work through those moments. But not having lost immediate family in some time, but having spent a lot of time with friends that have, I just urge all of you to keep yourself prepared to help when family issues are raised, death of family, illness, and things of that sort. You can kind of, in this world we live in today, move too fast, too quickly, and not really kind of stop and say, can I help? And that's what my message really is. Stop and say, can I help? I think it helps you and your life, and it's going to help everybody that's near and close to you, family and friends, what they in their lives. So thank you very much. I want to end with a quote that I found. It's a quote from a person that you all recognize. The quote is, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." That's pretty neat, isn't it? You know who said that? Muhammad Ali. Does that get you? So thank you all very much. Appreciate all the support you've all provided over the years. And thank you for supporting Uplift. That's the most important thing we're talking about here today. So thank you again.
Keep it going for Walt Delisio, ladies and gentlemen. The nice thing about people like Walt is that I get an opportunity over the last almost 20 years now and doing events and hosting and being the voice of many nonprofits. I've gotten to know Barbara and Walt and being a part of their community, and certainly a incredible example of, you know, walk the walk as well as talk the talk, and just truly remarkable. And we're all better off for people like Walt and Barbara and Tom as well. So thank you so much to all of you as well. Once again, thank you. So we are in minute 28 of our 4-hour telethon, and so excited that you guys are here. We've locked the doors. No one's leaving till we reach our goal. It's $1 million. But listen, that's beside the point. Everyone at also saw him going, "I knew it." But listen, that doesn't keep you off the hook either, right? So before we get to really the opportunity that Walt is describing of supporting not only what we can do individually, but also monetarily, I want to share with you a really great piece. This is an opportunity for you to see the true impact that the Uplift Center has on not only the children, but also those remaining caregivers and families. And I think you'll also see that some of the people that work within the Uplift Center see an incredible experience as well. So if I could direct you to the screens there and see firsthand how your generosity helps us make a difference.
Hello, my name is SJ, and I am a 10th grade student in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. One thing that I learned from group is no matter what people think about me, I don't have to explain anything and just live my life as being myself. My favorite thing about group is that there are kids my age that go through the same things I go through, and we share each other's stories.
The therapists in the group, they were so gentle, so kind, so accommodating, and they were able to get the children to work through whatever discomfort they were feeling surrounding the grief issue and to actually participate in group, which was really, really beneficial.
Yeah, it helped me like express my feelings and talk about things and my and memories of my dad and like all the good things that he taught me and stuff.
When I was a baby, my grandmother brought me this Fisher Price record player. It is a toy, but I love it. I still have this record player to this day and only have one record. It's just one of those things, especially after she died, that I'm like, I want to keep. And then and if I do have children, that's something I want to pass along to them.
I brought this memento because it reminds me of the people who have died. The rosette itself was something that my oldest sister, Carmen, crocheted. And it's very meaningful for me because when was the last time that all of us were together?
I originally got involved with the Center for Grieving because my daughter Juliana was killed in a car accident when she was 3 years old. The one thing I'd want Juliana to know about me now is that I love her.
Her death has literally been a part of my life purpose in terms of being able to be in the field of grief, was a part of me realizing and working through my suppressed grief that I had for her.
What I find uplifting about the work is every day there's going to be something that I can learn about myself, something that I can learn about the staff, but really something that I can apply to my work, not only in my life, but also in the grief work here in the city of Philadelphia.
Uplift as a team is so effective at what they do that every dollar that is contributed is put to its best use. We do not waste money, we do not waste time, we do not waste resources. So if you're giving a dollar, that dollar is going to exactly what you want it to be used for, which is to help that child, help that caregiver deal with the grief that they've experienced.
Once again, it's truly one of the most remarkable organizations that I've had the privilege of being able to speak and share with. I just wanted to remind everyone, if you haven't already, and those of you at home, sorry I keep wandering, but 366-283, if you haven't already, make sure you have your phone or your tablet out or someone else's next to you. Text UPLIFT to 366-283, and when you do that, you then get a hyperlink. You can click on that, and here's where we're going to jump in as a community. And I just want to make mention real quick. We've already had a number of people starting to donate at levels that are comfortable from them, from $25 all the way to $5,000. Mr. Bill Hankowski, thank you so much for leading us off at a $5,000 bid. So I'm going to actually come out to you guys a little bit and figure, why not? Let's see if we can't match that at $5,000. If anyone's able to match that at $5,000, and why are half of you under the chair already? Two people come up to me and go, oh, I've been to your events. I'm already hiding my wallet. But that's not going to set. Tom, got it? $5,000. I love it. Tom Whitworth, everyone. Tom and Michelle, thank you so much for your generosity. Anyone else would like to match Bill and Tom at $5,000? We only have to get another 250 of you to do that, and we could all start dinner. No? How about 2,500? You're gonna do 5? Oh, hold on. $5,000 gets me a glass of water. Did I tell everyone that it's been 18 months since I did a live event? Oh my God. We're gonna need a fundraiser for Jeff. So you're gonna do $5,000 as well. So we have 3 at $5,000. Anyone else? Are you doing 5? Do another $5,000 right here. Thank you so much. Make sure you enter that into your phone. Make sure you enter that into your phone. Make sure you enter that into your phone. Let's see if we do get that tote board ringing here. Again, another 4.5 hours. We're good to go. Anyone else at 5,000? If not, would love to have you raise your hand at 2,500 if you'd love to do that. $2,500. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. If you need any help whatsoever, we do have volunteers around the perimeter of the room. Do you need help, or are you donating $2,500? I don't need any help. Do you have any water for me? $2,500 for this gentleman over here on the right as well. We love that. That's 2 at $2,500. Love this. Continue that. And listen, you know, the great thing about the Uplift Center is that it also is providing incredible resources and programs throughout our school districts, as well as you can imagine, the whole virtual aspect of it. It is an incredibly disheartening moment that these children need us. And yes, Walt, did you have a question, sir? You would like to join this group? Walt, this is in your honor anyway. So you said you wanted to match that? That's crazy. No. Wait a minute. Barbara just went, oh my God. No. 5,000? Another 5,000. Love that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And you can all do it too and be like, you donate 5,000, you donate 5,000. You get a car, you get a car. And then see, so, you know, we're in schools. We have, as you saw, we have the Hope Line where we have children who have the opportunity to talk and discuss and chat with other counselors and people and speak to those that might understand a little bit about what they're going on. So we had a couple at $2,500. Thank you both for that. Anyone else at $2,500 would like to jump in there? Any one of you guys at home, if you want to do $2,500, we got another $2,500 right there. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. She's already on the website. She's like, $2,500. I know. I see you doing it. I see you doing it. You're not doing Candy Crush. I like that. She's like, I'm just pretending to do that. $2,500. How about this? Anyone at $1,000? I'd love to see that. I've donated $1,000. I hope you guys will join me as well. $1,000 allows us to have those. There we go. I love that. A lot of training for some of those counselors. A lot of those empowering those individuals going out into the schools and into our community. We have a $1,000 donor right here to my left. Anyone else want to raise your hand at $1,000 and input that? I love this table. The one that is afraid of the splash zone. You couldn't find it. Gallagher is not performing here tonight. You guys could have been up front, but you have your own table already. Table number 4, thank you so much at $1,000. Anyone else wanted $1,000 right over here? Thank you so much. She's committing to $1,000. Look at that. Look at that, $30,000 already. We are only 970,000 short of our goal, but we're going to get there. I know that. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that at $1,000. Very much appreciate that as well. Anyone else at this time? $500 if you'd like. We would 1,000. Love it. Love it. Is your name up there on the screen? I want to see it. I want to recognize it. I love it. Another $1,000 donor as well. So we have 4 already at $1,000. Anyone else at 1,000 want to match those gentlemen? Families, couples, anyone? How about $500? Are we able to do $500? Don't scratch your head so much. He's like, oh shit, that was a very expensive head scratch. $500, anyone at $500? Would you like to give it $500? Gentlemen, Christmas carols later, $500. He comes in, we're doing Christmas carols. Woman went, oh my God. Thank you so much, appreciate it. $500 donation right here as well. $500 over here to my left as well. Thank you so much. Again, we're up over $33,800 right now. Thank you, Patrick, appreciate that at $500. And we have a $500 donor here to my right as well. Thank you so, so much. Really appreciate that. We're going to continue to let you guys go through this process. If you need help, we're here to help you. But in the meantime, we can't do this without not only you guys, but the incredible corporate sponsors that we have and the partnerships. Want to introduce you to the current CEO and president of the Independence Blue Cross. And he had a few words that he wanted to share with all of you here tonight as well. So Greg, let us know.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Devins, President and CEO of Independence Blue Cross. It's an honor to support the Uplift Center for Grieving Children. Without caring professional support, children have difficulty recovering from grief, and it can affect their whole lives. That's where the Uplift Center comes in. You have a difficult job in any year, but this year especially, we are grateful that your team is there for Philadelphia's kids. We are also grateful for this year's outstanding group of honorees being recognized for their support of the Uplift Center. Children's Hospital of Philadelphia is an incredible institution and partner. Simply put, they make this region one of the best places for children to grow up. The Philadelphia Eagles are a symbol of civic pride and passion of Philadelphians. And the Eagles organization is a very tangible force in improving people's lives across the region. Thank you to Jeffrey Lurie and the team's leadership. Walt D'Alessio was our longtime board chairman at Independence. The same spirit of caring and dedication that he demonstrated for our company is reflected in his many years of supporting Philadelphia's children and families. Walt, thank you for all you do and congratulations. Finally, the Independence Blue Cross Foundation is the face of our company's support for improving the health of the community through leadership, collaboration, and innovation. I'm so proud of Steve Farah, Lorena Marshall Blake, and everyone else on the team. On behalf of all of my Independence Blue Cross colleagues, thank you again, Uplift, for all you do to make a difference in Philadelphia. We're proud to work with you.
You really can tell that it's like my first time in 18 months because I've seen that video twice. I forgot that he did that. But aside from Independence Blue Cross and Greg and his commitment to supporting Walt, but the Uplift Center as a whole as a presenting sponsor, we have also incredible community and corporate sponsors as well, including the Foundation of Independence Blue Cross, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and our beloved Philadelphia Eagles. They wanted to share a few words with you and just why they support such an incredible organization. And we're going to wrap this up shortly thereafter.
My name is Lorena Marshall Blake, and I'm the president of the Independence Blue Cross Foundation and also vice president of community affairs for Independence Blue Cross. When I think about how we work with Uplift, you guys, you make it so real, but you're so compassionate in it. And I think that talks about, again, the foundation and that we're not just a foundation. We have compassion, we have empathy, and we look to make things better and let people know that they matter. And young people and children really matter, especially during the grieving process. When I think of us as a connector, not just a connector, but also a collaborator, in that we look to work with the nonprofit community. And I believe that especially during the pandemic, we just stepped to the plate in that we made sure that organizations, especially nonprofits that we work with, got dollars earlier because COVID, nobody planned COVID. Nobody planned the pandemic. But, you know, everybody talks about it. Okay, fine. But what are we going to do about it? So we thought, how can we help? What can we do? And we were able to speed up the funding cycle and even more importantly, give the opportunity to pivot. Again, when I look at Uplift and what you do and getting together at that in-person piece with the children, you had to shift to virtual like everybody else, but you were able to do it. So again, we wanted to, again, help you continue your mission, but make sure that you had everything you needed to do it. And that's Amazing Grace. How sweet does sound? Yeah. 2 years ago, I lost my sister, who was my partner in crime, all right? I get my moments where I just go, I said, sis, I miss you so much. I really do. And the tears come, but it's okay. You get through. And you know what? I think you have to live it moment by moment. It isn't, know what? It's not a sprint. It really is a journey through the loss of someone who mattered so much to you, so much to you.
I'm Steve Wilmot. I'm the Associate Vice President of Children's Hospital of Philadelphia Primary Care Services. I oversee primary care sites in the city of Philadelphia as well as the state of New Jersey. I'm also responsible for community relations for the primary care locations as well. We are really lucky to be able to partner with Uplift. I oversee 2 locations here in the city of Philadelphia where Uplift has groups for our children, our patients, and their families and helping them manage loss, trauma, and grief. So the Carabot Center in West Philadelphia and our South Philadelphia location on Broad Street are places where the staff from Uplift hang their hats to provide services to our patients and families. One of the proudest things that we can say is that we recognize the loss and grief that our families are facing. It's become part of their community. And to be able to take care of children's physical and mental and behavioral health needs has really been really impactful. And I think it's been one of the greatest gifts we've been able to provide our patients and families is to have those services on site and such high quality services. Darcy and her team are incredibly skilled at the work that they do. They engage quickly with our patients and families and often have long-term relationships with them that helps them navigate the grief and loss and trauma that they've faced. So that is a great gift to be able to provide to people. When you lose someone, it's an incredible loss. It's really significant. but memories are real too. I lost my parents when I was really young. Both of my parents passed away when I was very young. My brothers are considerably older than me, and I was living in a small apartment, keeping my sweaters in a milk crate, kind of like a college dorm room extension. And we decided that I would move back into my parents' home, my childhood home. I got the key to the house, right? And while this isn't the same key that I use today, this was the original key to the house, and it did work. This memento is really significant to me, and it's something that I still carry with me, even though I don't need to use it to open the door. But yeah, it's something that reminds me very much of that.
I think the thing I wish people knew and understood about grief differently was how it affects different people differently. My name is Julie Hershey. I'm the Director of Community Relations for the Eagles. We have worked with Uplift Center for Grieving Children for probably 7 or 8 years now. They are one of our Eagles Care partners. What that means is we work with them to build the capacity of their nonprofit. We know that the programs that they do and the way that they serve children are wonderful. And so the ways that we can help to support the nonprofit be the best that they could be, the work that Darcy and all of her staff are doing is so amazing. And so if we can continue to just support them as individuals, learn and grow, and be their best nonprofit self, that's what we do on a regular basis. We have found so many ways that we've been able to uplift and serve Philadelphia and work together and just be inspired by and inspire our fans. One of the favorite things that we do each year, and actually the way that we met Center for Grieving Children was through our Eagles Care Summit, and have just loved working with them ever since. You know, when we won the Super Bowl, I think I thought of so many people that I wished would have been there with us. You know, I thought of my grandfather who used to sit across Veterans Stadium from us, and when we were freezing cold on the home side, and he was, you know, in a t-shirt and short sleeves on the warm side of the stadium, and thought about how much he and my father-in-law and people would really have appreciated that moment, but we know that they were all there with us, and it was such a wonderful celebration. I think about so many people when I think about grief and loss. People in my personal life, I think about my grandmother who passed away the day before her 94th birthday. I think about my father-in-law who we lost way too soon. But I also think about so many kids and families that we have worked with across the years, that we brought to the Super Bowl or created just unique and special experiences for them, and that they genuinely touched us. And we think about those kids regularly, and I'm thinking about many of them here today.
Do me a favor, just give it up for all of the individuals, communities, and partners that make what we do available to us each and every day. I am so honored and privileged to be here with all of you tonight. I also get the distinct honor of releasing you to dinner in a moment. So I only have another half an hour to talk to you. So, but nonetheless, I also want to just make mention of a couple of key partners and sponsors as well. We have incredible individuals and companies that make this evening possible. I want to also thank AmeriHealth, Cartitas. We also have the Block family and board member Janice Block. Thank you so much. And Land Services USA, Pico, and Panoni. You guys are all amazing individuals that continue to keep the lights on, as well as the programs continuing throughout our region, and it makes a difference for sure. I also want to, let's see if we got an update. Do we have any kind of an update on where we are with our giving? I'd love to see if we can't get 50,000. I would love to think, we're close. We're close. Anyone wants to give, a couple grand at home, get us to 50. We can cut this thing short. Otherwise, I'm coming to your house tonight. So it's up to you. Also, want to remind everyone, too, that if you haven't already, we do have some incredible auction items. Just a couple of note. I know how many of you guys saw Luke Williams, the first start yesterday for the Philadelphia Phillies, game-winning home run in the ninth inning. Pretty heartwarming. His whole family was there. Scott Palmer, our good friend here at Uplift Center, also with the Phillies organization, has donated tickets to either the choice of the Hall of Fame Club or the box seats, right? Is that right? So you'll get a choice of that. That's on the live auction as well. We also, earlier today, we had another donation of Phillies tickets. So if you'd like Scott's tickets, and they're really good, please feel free to donate and to bid on those often. Speaking of sports, we also have the Philadelphia Eagles. There's an opportunity for you to participate in the training camp. That's to watch it, not to actually participate. We think they're going to be actually pretty good this year. We don't need any help from the outside there. And we also have, if you're a golfer, we have the BMW Championship is right here back in our backyard at Wilmington Country Club this August. The PGA is coming. You're going to get 2 weekly badges for the entire week at Wilmington Country Club to see the greatest golfers of our generation. I mean, who doesn't want to see Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau tee it off at BMW Championship? And then if you want to play, if you'd rather play, you could also, there's an opportunity for you and 2 of your friends to join at the Philadelphia Cricket Club. So you can play in one of our prestigious courses right here. And maybe I'll see you there. We also have 5 tickets to the Barnes exhibit. If you're looking to get a group of you guys together, have lunch, we have the Pizzeria Vetri, and 5 tickets to the Barnes Museum. So you're going to make it a day and spend some time there together as well. Masks come off tomorrow. So let's get outside and enjoy it. And lastly, too, and if you haven't tried to find a place at the beach and you haven't successfully gotten it yet, you're good luck. But we have 3 nights at the Portical, which is beachfront in Ocean City, New Jersey, also where I got married 24 years ago. You're welcome, honey. I had to say that. So, yeah, beachfront, oceanfront view right there for 3 nights at the Portical in New Jersey. You can bid on that as well, and you'll have an opportunity to celebrate and support the Uplift Center. So we have dozens of live auction items. Make sure you do that. And let's just take one last quick look before we go. Are we at 50,000? Did anyone at home just decide to shut me up? Because otherwise I keep talking until we get it. And all of these guys here in the room know I'm not kidding. Take your time. Just hurry up. I'm teasing, Tiffany. We're searching? Are we literally searching? All right. Anyway, so once again, thank you so much for coming out here for a live event. All of you at home, thank you so much. We know it's difficult to come out and also to hold your attention for 45 minutes. I know Netflix is 22 minutes and Mayor of Easttown is probably still trending. So that said, we want to thank all of you for being here tonight. We hope you guys have had a great time. The bar is officially open. We hope that you'll continue to bid. And before I let you go, we did have a raffle, if you remember. We had 82 individuals purchase a $100 raffle ticket. And that winner gets a choice. Oh! Yeah. I actually think, I think someone from the inside said, just get them off the stage. Just put 50,000 in there. All right. So we have, let's see, bidder number 28, Cindy Goodman. You are the winner, and you get the opportunity to choose one of 3 incredible locations. We have Florida, California, we have Sonoma, and any other incredible. So Cindy, congratulations to you there. That's $8,200 additionally to the Uplift Center. $50,000. That's amazing. And you can continue to give at throughout the night if you'd like. Continue to bid. The auction will stay open until 9 p.m. The bar is now officially open. So I release you to your tables. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate all your support. Take care. Have a good night.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to, we have one more video that we actually end up cutting so we can keep our live stream short, but it's a great video about Uplift and its history and how it was created. So we're gonna, while your salad plates are being cleared, we're just gonna show it up here. It's not too long, it's like 4 or 5 minutes. So if you can take a look at that video, it just gives you a little bit more background on the organization, the founder Rob Sheasley, and our current vision currently and into the future. So please take a moment just to watch the video. Thank you.
When Uplift began 20 years ago, it was an idea that two people had to bring hope and joy to kids at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children.
I was lucky to be part of the founding in 2000, along with a very good and dear friend who's deceased, Dr. Janice Kaiser. The impetus really was an expressed need. I was the director of pastoral care at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children. Janice was the bereavement coordinator. We had many families, 100 kids die a year. The origin of the program was primarily for adults, support group. And one day a mother came and said, "What can we do for my children?" And the old model was take care of the adults will take care of their children, which really isn't enough. So we began grief groups for kids, I think around 1996. In 1998, the community got wind of it and asked us to expand. So we opened it up for 2 years to the community. And then it just kept growing and the need. And in 2000, we decided with the support of St. Chris to go and become a nonprofit. And they gave us space and in-kind services for, I guess, 6 or 7 years. So that was the roots.
Uplift provides free grief groups to kids who have lost a significant person in their life. That could be a mom, dad, sister, brother, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, a friend at school. It's really for anyone who's significant in a young person's life.
We define grief as all the feelings that happen to us after somebody close to us has died. And we keep it very simple for the younger children. And it's important for children and youth to understand that they didn't sign up for this. They are not at fault for what has happened. And for older children and teens, we will expand on that definition to say grief is all the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that happen to us, right? So that we normalize it and we let them know that it's okay to have feelings. In fact, feelings are essential for being human.
I know that we serve African-American children primarily and African-American families. And I think for those young people in this city, a lot of this is about people seeing them as human. Because I think that's part of what I've learned this year is that people oftentimes aren't treated as if they're humans. And they need to be treated around the fact that they have emotions, they should be cherished, they should be taken care of. And I think there's a lot of signaling that they aren't. And I think for Uplift and for those children, that's the space that we have to reside in. And I understand that that space sometimes is determined as social justice space, but I think it's really about carving out humanity.
If I could share a message with grieving teens or children or families, it would definitely be that I see you, I hear you, your grief is not criminalized, it's very normal, it's very you, and it's okay to feel grief and to feel grief in the way that you feel it, and to know that as best I can be, if I ever encounter you through Uplift, I will do my best to make sure to help you navigate your process in the best way that I can.
I'm really hoping that a lot of the things that we've had that were difficult in our grief, that we teach them with care and concern and love that they don't have to carry all the stuff that we carry.
We talk a lot about a roadmap for the future, a roadmap for growth. And part of that is really engaging the community, having people understand grief, normalizing grief, and providing the kind of support that kids need. I envision Uplift continually changing the ways that we deliver service to make it what kids and families need from us, not what we think kids and families need.